Are you curious about the state of the San Antonio real estate market? Well, join us as we talk about current trends, new developments, and what this means for buyers and sellers. From rising property values to increased demand, we're going to give you the inside scoop on the San Antonio real estate scene. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Carlos Copswell, your local San Antonio realtor. And if this is your first time watching one of my videos, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, share it with other people so I can share this information with more people. Now, if you're moving in San Antonio, if you got any questions about San Antonio real estate or just real estate in general, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always here as a resource for you guys. I'd love to chat with you. Can't wait to hear from you. So we're one full month into 2023. The market's been a little bit of a roller coaster. We're starting to see a lot of changes going on, but let's actually jump into it and go over what's happening here in San Antonio, Texas. All right, so it's February 3rd, 2023, and this is the San Antonio real estate market update. So as of right now, the median list price is $319,900, where that's still on a slight decline, but we're starting to flatten out a little bit. Back in like September, August is when we were at our peak, when we were almost at 350,000. That's quite high for the San Antonio area. But now we've dropped down to probably where it's going to stay around for an average, which again is about 319,900 or 320,000. We can round up, but that is about an average. Now the index is actually hovering around 36. Now, what index means is whether we're in a buyer's market or a seller's market. 30 would be right in the middle, like a balanced market. Anything above is a seller's, anything below is a buyer's market. So we're at a 36. So we're still slightly in a seller's market. And that is because we are still lacking inventory. So even though you see all over the place that, oh, there's going to be a crash or everything's going downhill, or there may be a recession, we still have a ton of people moving to San Antonio. They're coming from like California, New York, and even other places in Texas because San Antonio really didn't get hit that hard. We still have a great job market. Our economy really didn't tank. We have very affordable housing. We just didn't really get hit that hard. So a lot of people are moving here. So if you take a look, the inventory has actually decreased to 4,526. Again, decreased. So we're still short on inventory. If you think about it, all these people who bought over the last 3 years are holding on to their house because they got such a great rate. So with that being said, a lot of those people are maybe turning those houses into rentals, using maybe a home equity loan to fix up the home. They're keeping those houses as long as they can. Even if they technically need to sell, they're finding ways to keep the property because they have such a great rate. So that is why we're still short on inventory. There's just a huge fear in the market of people not wanting to sell, especially when they can't find anything to buy. So one of the key factors when you know it's kind of changing from a seller's market to a buyer's market is the days on market. Now, if you take a look here, look at that trend from way back in July going till now, it's steadily going up. So that means that houses are sitting on the market a lot longer. But again, even though houses are sitting longer, we just don't have a lot of people wanting to sell their house. And the reason why a lot of these houses are sitting on the market is because there are a lot of people who are overpricing their homes. It sits on the market for a while. Then they decide, you know what? It's really not worth that much. The market is not the same as it was the last 2 years. I can't get $50,000, $60,000 over asking price. From around May, as you can tell, the amount of price drops has dramatically increased. That means a lot of people are putting their house on the market and then having to drop their price all the way up to 55%. That means 55% of the properties that go on the MLS have to drop their price because they overpriced their home. Now, that doesn't mean that prices are going down. That means that people overpriced their home and now they're realizing that, hey, I can't list it for way over asking price. So if you take a look at properties with price increases that really don't happen much, the only time that really happens is somebody goes in, puts some work into it, maybe puts in a new kitchen or makes some changes where they think they can adjust the price to a higher amount. Then they will do a price increase, which again, you can tell that that doesn't really happen here. Now, as far as properties that expired, went off the market, and people maybe backed out, whatever, what have you, and are relisted, that is also going up quite a bit. I was compared to about June. That was kind of the peak of the market. It was at around just right at around 3%. Now we're at almost or over double that, close to 7% are relisting their homes. That means something had to happen where the house expired or buyers just got scared, cold feet. But 7%, over double what it was just 6 months ago, are relisting their home. So as you can see with the inventory, back in, again, the peak of the market, we only had about 1,748 properties. Now that is extremely low. Think about it. San Antonio has over 1.4 million people. Now we're much higher now, where we're close to 5,000. But with the amount of people who are moving to San Antonio, or wanting to upgrade or wanting to buy homes, there are very few homes on the market compared to some of these other major cities. We should be in the 7, 8, 9, 10,000 homes. But as of right now, we are only at 4,856 homes, which is crazy. Inventory has still got a lot of way to go. So another major indicator of what's happening with the market is price per square feet. So we did get up to a quite high amount at about 188 back at the peak of the market. And now we're sitting around about 173, where it's actually been for a little while now. It's going up to 173, 174, kind of back and forth. That is probably around where it will stay, between 172 to 175. That is just the overall average with new builds and resales. If you're looking to do like a custom home or just a new build in general, you're going to be looking for a much higher price per square footage. So this is just average with every type of home in San Antonio. Now, another key factor is looking at market segments. That means like the different levels, different price points. So if you take a look at homes that are around 220, which of course below the average in San Antonio, it's sitting on the market the shortest amount of time, which is 70 days. So those houses are going pretty quickly, and even houses above 550 are going pretty quickly. So a lot of investors are buying houses under 250, and people that are moving from other cities, other states, are buying above 500. Because remember, people move from California, New York, even Austin. They're getting a lot of equity selling their houses. They have money to play with. They're coming here and buying a nice property. They could have just sold their 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-story in Los Angeles for $2 million, and they can come buy something double that size for 500. So we're seeing a lot of people still do that. So at the higher price point, and investors at the lower price point, anything under 250, is pretty active. Now, kind of right in the middle where the average is at, 350,000, you're seeing it sit on the market a little bit longer because, in a sense, these people are the average. They're searching a little bit longer. They're actually having a choice now in actually purchasing a house. They don't have to just run and try to put an offer the first thing they see. So these houses are sitting a little bit longer, and people are actually getting what they want, and they're actually able to negotiate. So, for example, I just had a client who made an offer on a house. It was right at 300,000. We were able to get about 7,000 in concessions from the seller right up front, because the home was sitting in the market for over 60 days and the seller was very motivated to sell. That's another thing. Most sellers that are on the market right now are highly motivated to sell. Last 2 years, people were just putting their house left and right because they're like, hey, if I can get 100,000 over asking price, I'll sell my home. Most of those people are gone because that's not happening anymore. So the people that you see in the market now, the houses that you're seeing on the market now, for the most part, are highly motivated to sell. So they are going to negotiate with the buyers to make this deal work for everybody. All right, so overall, a couple of the main things that's going on in San Antonio. Sellers who are trying to overprice their house, they're out of the market. Buyers who are getting serious are coming back into the market, and they're getting some really great deals because they're working with these motivated sellers. They're also getting a lot of concessions. New builders are providing a ton of incentives because they built a ton of homes that they just have to sell. So I've seen some properties giving back $30,000 towards closing costs. I've seen people where they buy a house with zero out of pocket. I've seen people who couldn't buy 6 months ago when the rates were low buy now because they have those incentives. So even though it's not technically a buyer's market, it is a great time for buyers right now. Now, if you're a seller and you price a house right, you put it on the market and it is an absolutely beautiful home, as long as you price it right, it will sell. So don't think you're just going to put it on the market and it's going to sit there. It will sell, but you have to price it right. You can't price it 30, 40, 50K over what the market says it's worth. You just can't do that anymore. So if you're looking to sell, you just got to put it at the right amount, and it will get sold. So whether you're looking to buy, sell, invest, whatever that may be, it is always a good time to speak with us. And the biggest thing is we'd love to help you put a plan together, whatever it may be, whatever you want to do. I'm always here as a resource for you. You guys have a wonderful month. Reach out. Talk to you guys later.